My name's Andrew. I'm a relatively new Rotarian, which makes my 5-minute speak somewhat easy because all I need to do is tell you about myself. I work for a company called Igniter, a small management consultancy here in Wellington. So I work as a management consultant, primarily in process improvement. This role stems from an interest I've had for many years after starting university back in 2005, where I then continued through and did my Masters in Strategic Management. I like understanding how things fit together, seeing the bigger picture. I worked in factories when I was a bit younger. Some of you probably sit there and look at me and go, well, you're already young, even younger. And I found it interesting just figuring out how you go from one end of the process to the other end of the process and how you make that work better. To give you a little bit more of an idea of how I think and a little bit about why I haven't been here for the last month, I want to tell you about Hong Kong. And I've just arrived back from Hong Kong last week, and I've come away with a thought or an observation which I'm still pondering. And conversations I've had with a number of you, I think we're a group that quite enjoy a good ponder. So I thought I'd share this with you. I arrived in Hong Kong. It was my first time in Asia, and I'd flown in from London where I was at my sister's wedding. And I flew into Hong Kong and I went, wow, Hong Kong makes London look quaint. I said to my friend in Hong Kong, I felt like I'd arrived in the future, and she asked me what I meant, and it was very much like coming to a sort of Blade Runner sort of situation. Everything was so much bigger. There's apartment blocks which have probably the population of Rotary in them. And I looked at this and went, how does this work? There are 7 million people here. How does this work? How do you have Karori in a building, and how do you make sure that the water runs? How do you make sure the internet is working, the telephones are going? How do you govern something like this? And this is the way my mind works. Whilst I was thinking about this, I then sat there and went, in March, in Wellington, we had a water shortage. We have 200,000 people. Are we sustainable? Have we experienced even a minuscule of growth, which, looking at the Wellington Council webpage, we're not expecting a huge amount of growth? Are we sustainable? Are we able to maintain that when you've got a place like Hong Kong, which is 7 million? Now, I know this is apples versus oranges, but it's 7 million people. They import 70% of their water, yet the whole place was working. Crazy, absolutely crazy, but it was working. I thought it was a really interesting thing, and I came back to New Zealand pondering, how are we going to go into the future when you look over into Asia and you see this amazing size and how many they fit into a small space? Because Wellington doesn't have much more space to grow outwards. We're encapsulated by the hills. And so I thought I'd leave that ponder with you on how are we going to go forward in New Zealand. Thank you.